Welcome back to another episode of One More Bottle, where we get to do what we enjoy doing, and that is trying new bourbons.
Yes, try new bourbons.
And so today we are going to be trying the Redwood Empires, and we have the Pipe Dreams and the Lost Monarch, and I'm actually pretty excited to try these.
I am too. We've heard a lot about them, and I kind of like the story behind these. They're named after trees, redwood trees.
Yeah.
This one of the tallest trees in the world out of the Humboldt Redwood State Park. Mm-hmm. This one, the largest volume redwood in the Jedediah Smith.
Yeah.
Redwood State Park.
Yeah, I think I read on their website like the Lost Monarch is named after like the 14th largest tree on the planet, something like that. So and also they have quotes from John Muir.
Oh, awesome.
On the front of the bottle. I mean, I love the packaging of these. I think that they did an outstanding job. And
the artwork's cool.
We're long distance backpackers and we love being out on the trail. And so
bourbon and backpacking.
Yeah,
that's two
it goes
things we
hand
love.
in hand together.
It's perfect.
I mean, we never go on a backpack trip. We just did 9 days this past summer in the Sawtooth. And I promise you, we had some bourbon packed in those backpacks. So,
we did.
I mean, after a long day, what else is there to do but sit down and have a nice glass of bourbon when you're looking at a mountain lake? So we're going to give these a try, give you our thoughts behind them, what we feel like, which one we prefer. Price-wise, they're very similar. I think this one is
35 versus 38.
About 30, yeah, 35, 38.
Depending on where you live.
So I think they're within a price point that, like for me, I think budget bourbons I would consider more in that $20 to $30 range. So this is going to be more in that little bit upper tier, your $30 to $40. And so when I try new bottles based on their price, I like to think about other bottles that I enjoy that are the same price and then determine, do I think this actually is a good bottle based on that price, or it's good, pick it up, have it on your shelf. Or if another thing we like to determine is this a bottle whether we would want to buy it again or not?
Yes, definitely. And so for these, this one is bourbon, this one is a blend of bourbon and rye. Yeah. So this one, the mash bill, it's 75% corn. Yep. So it's kind of in that range of ones that are up in my flavor profile. So I'm thinking I should probably like this one, but this one right here, not really.
You're not the biggest fan of ryes. I'm not.
Well, I just don't really drink them very much.
Yeah. So this one here, I looked it up. It is this is a 60%, it's got 60% rye whiskey and it's got 40% of their bourbon whiskey. The other thing is this one is a blend of 4 to 12-year-old bourbons. Whereas this one on the back of the bottle, it says aged at least 3 years, which the rye whiskey that's in there is a blend, is like 3 to 5 years. And then the bourbon that's mixed in this is a 4 to 12 years. So they're listing it down to the least year of what's in there, which would be the rye. So very curious. So here's something we could do too. So because I want to see if our flavor profiles match I always love what they put on the website. So on the website now, the Pipe Dream says that it is a powerful nose with sweet maples, vanillas, and a hint of honey.
I might actually taste that.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll taste Ponderosa Pine Sap or something since this is after a redwood. Yeah. But, I never taste things like that anyways.
Yeah, I read.
I like when they get really specific.
Okay, guys, listen. I literally read a tasting note the other day that it said, one of the tasting notes was like a fresh pair of cowboy boots. That was on the Bourbon's website.
Is there such a thing?
I'm like, number one, I don't want to be eating or drinking a fresh pair of cowboy boots.
So
I guess a fresh pair is better than an old.
Not to be confused with the ones that taste of sweat and cow pies.
Yeah, exactly. So now, as far as on the palate, they're saying deep and complex with roasted pecan vanillas, lingering char and woody notes, smooth with a hint of black pepper to the finish. So I'm guessing maybe a little spicy finish to the end.
Yeah, I never taste the black pepper either.
I don't either. I never do either. So
okay.
let's start out with the Pipe Dream and see kind of what we think of it. And definitely it's got some sweetness on the nose.
Yeah. But it's not very, there's no burn in the nose. It's very...
But it's not a strong, there's not a strong nose to it at all, really.
No, but it doesn't like sail up your nose and singe the inside.
Yeah, not a ton of ethanol rush.
What is the proof
moving
on
up.
this one?
You know, that's a good question. It is 90 proof.
Okay, so that's,
yeah, it's a 90 proof.
Makes sense then.
It's a baby proof.
Drinks like a 90 proof. Very sweet.
It is very sweet. It's
sweet.
light.
Very light.
It's not.
But it's not like short on the finish.
No, it doesn't.
It lingers in the mouth, even though it is very light, which is not too common, because a lot of times it seems like if it's lighter in body, then it like goes away pretty quick.
Yeah.
But this one lingers.
Like typically I do like a bourbon with a lot stronger mouthfeel, but too, you're only going to get that with a lot more age on it, and with a little more higher proof on it. But this is actually...
That's very pleasant, very drinkable. I would say this would be very good for a beginner. This is a very good introductory.
It's
not hot. Not hot at all. Very smooth.
Hint of honey that they talked about.
Very
you can
sweet.
definitely, right in the beginning, you can taste some of that in there.
Yeah, and there's nothing like...
off-putting.
Yeah, there's nothing funky about it. There's not that little something that might,
what's weird is like...
drive people away.
When I sat here and let it kind of like just linger in my mouth a little bit, I can get a little bit of the black pepper in it. But it's in the very tail end of the finish. It's not like when you're first sipping it. I've never had a black pepper finish. And like toward the end, like, give it a little and see what you come up with. Do you like a little peperiness? No. She doesn't get the peppery note. Oh man, I did. So that was pretty cool. And I never do get a peppery note.
No, I don't get pepper. I get sweet. I get, I wouldn't say so much honey. More of like I wouldn't say necessarily brown sugar. I'd just say like plain old cane sugar.
It doesn't have the, like typically mine and your profile, we love bourbons with a lot of heavy brown sugar, caramel forward notes. This does not have that.
It's a sweetness, but not a toasty sweetness.
It's not. There's not a char.
Not a char, not a caramelized, not a burn. It's just,
no, don't get that either.
It's more like a cane sugar rather than a brown sugar.
But overall,
But it's very good, very drink. I would definitely recommend this to someone who's just getting into bourbon.
And honestly, this would be a bottle that I could see myself, once we finish this one, buying it again.
Yeah.
Because we like to mix our bourbons up, where we kind of do not drinking the same thing all the time. And so this gives you a nice something to add in the mix. And also at $35, I think it's at a great price point. I've had some $35 bourbons that were way worse than...
Yeah, but there's like absolutely nothing offensive on the palate to me. And like I said, it does linger a little bit, so it's not like you're just drinking something then it's gone, and it doesn't leave a weird aftertaste or anything. It kind of what's on the tongue is what's on the finish.
I know this sounds kind of crazy, but because I know Weller Special Reserve is more of a wheated bourbon, but it doesn't have like no harshness to it. It's just kind of like what I consider just to be a smooth all around flow bourbon. This kind of does that. Like it's not overpowering with any one flavor. It's just kind of like a nice mix coming down through there.
It's very pleasant. It's very even kill. Very nice. It's very nice.
So now we have Lost Monarch. According to their website, they say, for those of you who like a rye and those of you who love a bourbon, this is a mix, so now you get the best of both worlds.
Honestly, can't say if I like ryes or not, because the little experience I have with ryes, I used to get a rye when I used to make old fashions. I would use rye in it. I guess it just, I don't know, I kind of liked it better. And then I've had like one or two on the rocks. I've never had them straight. So I can't really say if I like rye or not, but I mean, a lot of the bourbons I like with that higher corn percentage do tend to be a little bit higher on the rye percentage too.
Yeah. Like I'm not opposed to ryes. I'll drink ryes, but I'm definitely lean more just on the bourbon side of things. So I'm very interested to see what this blend, like.
Or I know I like a rye bourbon rather than a wheated bourbon.
Yeah.
That's my preference. So,
So here we go. Let's see what the Lost Monarch has to offer us.
Now I can say I do get a little bit of.
Shall we see what the tasting notes is? Let's just.
Well, does it say it has a nose of
Sharpie?
Well,
on the nose, this
erase?
one is complex with clove, cinnamon, vanilla, orange, citrus zest, and butterscotch notes.
It doesn't
and
say dry.
an intriguing hint of sandalwood. You know.
Is that code for dry erase marker?
You know, I'm not sure, but I've never licked a sandalwood tree. So.
How do you sandalwood when it's named after a redwood?
It's a very interesting point. Very interesting point.
Does not taste like dry erase marker.
It does not taste like a dry eraser marker.
The carpet doesn't match the drapes.
It's sweetness from corn and spiciness from rye, combined with an almost maple syrup-like flavor. Vanilla and caramel notes lead to the persistent yet subdued peppery finish. So, again, you know what? They're not that far off in flavor profiles, really, but this one has a little more richness to it.
It does.
It's
got a little more spiciness on the end, too.
Yes, it does. But that's the rye.
Slight little more heat, but really not very hot either. I feel a little bit of warmth, like lingering in the throat whenever I drink it down, but nothing powerful.
Yeah, I understand like the peppery that they're talking about. It's like kind of when it rolls off my tongue, there's like some spicy comes up there. But I do think this one honestly has a little more flavor than this. Mm-hmm. And maybe that rye is giving it a little bit more push, but it does have a little more more complexity in the flavor than what this is, where this is just kind of a really light, sweet bourbon that you could drink easy. A beginner could drink this easily.
Yeah, this one has a little warmth and it has a little tingle left on the tongue after I've drank it. But again,
it's very sweet too.
Very sweet as well.
Yeah.
A little bit hint of spiciness on the back. But again, not the caramelized, not the burnt, charred, brown sugar.
Of the two, which one do you think you like the best?
You know, I don't know, because that one's actually really good. I like that.
It is very. I think I would pick the Lost Monarch over the Pipe Dream, and I think it is because with it having that rye in there too, you're getting a little bit more flavor profiles that are kind of
complexity,
that's coming out in it, and so I do think that offers a little more flavor. So if you were going to ask me, like, of these two, if I was going to walk in and just buy another bottle, right now it would be the Lost Monarch.
I think I do like this one.
But I do think that this one would be better for if you're new to bourbon and you're wanting to try something that has burn, but it's a very low ethanol burn. Even when you smell it, it doesn't just come up your nose. So this would be a great starter bourbon for a lot of people. And at $35, it's a great price. $38 for this. I think that this is definitely a $38 bottle that I would recommend to people as well.
Yeah, and the more I drink this, especially up against this one, when I went back and tried that one, I do like this one better. It's just got, this one has good flavor, although it's light, but this one has a little bit extra, a little more depth.
And I don't mind that little bit of heat that's in there. I think that's kind of keeps you awake, keeps you alive, gives you that hug inside, lets you know you're actually drinking something with some
keeps you in check,
some consistency to it.
It's not good when it goes down like water.
So, as far as our side of this, we're both thinking that the Lost Monarch is the better of the two. Now, I would love to try the cask strength of these. So they do have these in cask strength, so the proof's going to be a lot more, and I think it would give a little bit more.
Yeah, that one would probably be really good.
So we're going to chase down the cask strength of these to try to give them a try, and we'll do a review on them as well. But if you're looking for another bottle to add to your collection, and if you wanted to, between the two, I picked this one. Now, if you're newer to bourbon, you might want this one. But as far as me, I mean, I'd give them both thumbs up. And I mean, there's times we try bottles, we just don't like, it's okay, but we're not going to buy it again. These are actually 2 bottles I would buy again, and they're at a great price point.
Yeah, definitely. I like them both. Again, this one's just got a little bit more complexity in the flavor, a little bit of spice to it, little slight bite, which I like that slight little bite.
I do too.
I mean, I like it when it's smooth, but I don't like it to be like too smooth because, like you said,
Yeah, you want to know you're drinking bourbon.
Yeah.
You
don't want to feel like an alcoholic, like, ooh, wait, let's throw this back.
Yeah, very good, very good.
So,
all right, guys, until next time, we're going to be chasing more bottles. In the comments, let us know if you've tried these and which one of them is your favorite. If you've tried the cask strength, I would like to know as well, and what your thoughts was on that. If you've had this plus the cask strength, we're going to chase those down, and that's going to be part of our hunting down one more bottle, is trying to find those so that we can do a review on them. But until next time, let's go out and find one more bottle.